But what are your thoughts on interoperability
We were having a very interesting discussion that day. I was telling Paras that, so what Ethereum...
First, Ayush, what is interoperability for our viewers so that they understand what we're talking about?
So in a simple definition, interoperability is that one asset that it can take across from one platform to another platform. For example, let's say I have a profile on Facebook. If tomorrow Instagram comes up, I have to create a new profile there. Whereas I have a history on Facebook, I cannot take my exact profile or social network and directly import to Instagram or let's say Snapchat. So, which means I do not have an interoperable asset, digital asset.
Or let's say a different dating site, right? Which is not in the Facebook universe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Or my gun in Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Which I can't take to another.
Let's say you have paid $100 to buy one skin in Fortnite, but you cannot take that skin to Call of Duty or to any Clash of Titans or any other game, right? So that is non-interoperable asset, whereas interoperable is that you can take it across. So we were having a discussion that day that what Ether has done. So before Bitcoin, Ethereum and other tokens, let's say we talk about Zerodha app. You have a demat account there. Let's say you own 100 shares of SBI Bank, right? If you go to another demat app like Grow, you cannot transfer this 100 shares from your Zerodha to Grow.
Yeah.
Or you have to do a lot of things.
Correct.
Which means that your shares are coupled with the UI.
Correct. Yeah.
What Ethereum has done, they have decoupled this asset layer with the UI. So now you have Ethereum on the blockchain, or if you have ABC token on the blockchain.
I can take it anywhere.
You can use it using Rainbow app. You can use it using MetaMask. You can
use it on Uniswap.
Right. So suddenly asset has been decoupled from the UI, and UI you can use any UI based on your convenience. Yeah. So what if we similarly decouple the digital identity of a person, have it on chain, and now you can use it anywhere. So that will make a digital identity interoperable.
And are you saying that decoupling of digital identity will be much better in terms of PR or people's outlook towards it as compared to a centralized company like Facebook owning your digital identity and then going and cross collaborating with everyone?
Yeah. So the thing is that people are becoming wary of the fact that centralized systems are holding the data. And it can be used against them to market them something or to drive the decision in the world or whatever, right? So yes, people are becoming more wary about these things and they want to protect their data. That's why a lot of cybersecurity, a lot of privacy first approaches are coming up. And I believe, yes, if it has happened to assets like Bitcoin, Ether and other tokens, then why cannot it be done with the digital identity?
What I felt was that, Facebook kind of did support some kind of interoperability in terms of allowing other applications to, log in via Facebook. So it did give access to, basic information about the user, name, display picture, some XYZ, right? But now it didn't give access to the data, right? For example, as Facebook, I know a lot about Saransh, what their interest is, what are the kind of pages they're interested in, what are the kind of sports. Now, that is something that is very relevant to any dating site, right? If I could pass that information and match someone who has very similar interests, right, that would be an instant match kind of a thing. But that is the core value proposition. I think even when they offer interoperability now, it will be something similar. It will be interoperability of like the assets you're talking about, let's say a gun, right? But how do I play that particular game, or what is the data set? How am I making those decisions? That information probably will never flow, in my opinion, because Facebook has realized, that's where the core business gets created. So they won't be able to pass that information. Interested to know what's your take on this.
Yeah. So, if let's say that data is on chain, it's stored on chain, which is publicly accessible. So if I have a digital identity which has a lot of data and which is evolving, if let's say I've spent few minutes on the social network, so there's a new set of metadata which is attached to my asset now. Now it depends on the UI how they want to take this data, and if let's say I have a sword in my metadata, so then UI can read that metadata, and then it depends on the UI how it shows my sword in that particular user interface, right? So similarly, like as I was talking about, there are different wallets that I can use to access my asset. Every wallet shows my asset in a different manner. So the data is there and it is constant, it is evolving. I sign into any other app, then the metadata gets updated. So I mean, it is fairly possible for different UI and different apps to like show my data in a very interesting way, and whichever shows me a better user interface or user experience, I might go there. And still I'm attached to my digital identity. It's like a soul bound token which I'm attached to, and it defines my identity throughout my journey. So I don't have to build my identity again and again on different platforms.
No, but if you extend this, let's say all digital assets, which I think Saransh was referring to. So let's say there is a gun with a power 30 in a game. If it goes to another game, what does that power 30 of the previous game mean in that game?
Will depend on that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, will depend on that game. So that game will get the data. I have a gun with a 30 bar, but that depends on that game. How it defines that
Power they
bar.
attribute to that game.
Yeah.
But if that asset flows in from, let's say, a game not so famous, like the NFT of that gun was sort of created in a game which is not so popular.
Yeah.
Now it comes to a game which is very popular.
Yeah.
How does it judge what kind of power should be given?
Got it. So very interesting thing that is happening right now is there is a group of people who have made this organization called Open Rarity. So what we are talking about is standardization of metadata, which is not there right now. So if you buy any NFT on OpenSea, they have their own set of metadata. So every project has a different set of metadata right now. So what this Open Rarity as a system, as an organization, so it's being done by like OpenSea, all the big gaming companies, all the big exchanges are part of this organization. So they are standardizing this metadata that you're talking about. Like once the metadata is standardized, if people know like whatever asset they are creating has to follow a certain standard, let's say ERC20, ER721 or a new standard that they're coming up with, then even if a small game is making that asset, they will be following a certain set of
So a standard
data.
for digital assets might come, which might solve for this.
Yes, exactly.
But I think like if something has to scale this big, like standardization can hold. Like I kind of don't buy that opinion, right? Something has to scale and so massively where different platforms will be coming. It's very difficult to get all of them to kind of agree on certain standards. And why would they want to also, right?